Okay, this is a continuation of question 8 on counting rules. And here I'm giving you all the counting rules that you could have. You have the fundamental counting rule that we used in solving parts A, B, and C. And then there is the permutation rule and the combination rule. The difference between these two is that in permutation rules, let me use a different color. For a permutation rule, order is important. For a combination rule, order is not important. And for both of them, you are choosing some objects from a bigger amount of objects. So you have, let's say, n objects, and you want to choose r objects. If the order is important, it's a permutation. If the order is not important, it's a combination. And order important or not depends on the question, so you need to read the question carefully. So let's read the question in D. It says that a school musical director can select 2 musical plays to present next year. So we know that they want to select 2 musical plays. We highlight this first. One will be presented in the fall, so one will be in the fall, and one will be presented in the spring. The 2 musicals, one in the fall and one in the spring. Now, what are they giving you? If this musical director has 9 musicals to pick from, how many different possibilities are there? So first we have 9 musicals, and she needs she needs to choose 2 of them. Okay, now ask yourself, does order matter in this case? Now let's pose this as a question. Does order matter? The answer to this is you can think about it. Let's say that she picked 2 musicals. One of them you like and the other you don't like. So it will matter to you if it will be in the fall or the spring. Because if the one you like is in the spring, then you will not attend the fall but attend the spring. If the one you like is in the fall, then you will attend it in the fall but not attend the musical in the spring. So the order is important. Because the order is important, you go back here and look at when order is important, we use the permutation rule, which is the one here, NPR. So n is the total number. This is n is 9 in this case. And r is the objects that we're choosing, which is 2. She's choosing 2 from the 9. So therefore, the answer to this is, you can write it as n, so 9, p, r, which is 2, which is 9 factorial over 9 minus 2 factorial. And I'm reminding you, you can do this on your calculator. And by the way, this 9p2, some people also write it like this. They write it as p and put the 9 up and the 2 down. Maybe on your calculator you might see a button that you might need to click shift to get it. It says PNK or PNR or PKN. It doesn't matter. What matters is that the number above is the total objects and the number down is how many you are choosing. If you know already that order is important, like in this question, then you use the P. If the order is not important, then you use the combination rule, that is the last rule. But in this case, it's this one. So this will be, it's the permutation rule. So 9 factorial over 9 minus 2 is 7 factorial. And this will be 9 times 8 times, 765, so 7 factorial over 7 factorial. And you can cancel 7 factorial with 7 factorial, and 9 times 8 is 72. So she has 72 possibilities of choosing 2 musicals out of the 9 musicals that she has, because the order is important. Okay? So this should answer the question. And just don't worry about, probably you are worried about the calculation that I made here. Some of you might be. But remember that your calculator, you can just enter this, or as I told you, some calculators write it like this or like this. You find it there, and it immediately gives you the answer, 72. But if you want to learn how it's calculated mathematically, you can, it's very easy to understand what I have written here, if you understand the factorial. Okay, so our answer is 72 for this question.